Everyone, myself Dr. Anindya Sundar Das. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology, Dakshin Gobindapur, Kolkata. This is lecture number 16 of the subject Control System and Instrumentation, and the topic of this lecture is root locus problems. Okay, in last two lectures, that is lecture number 14 and 15, I discussed about the concept of root locus, what are the points that we can find out after plotting the root locus, and then how to find out whether a point lies on root locus or not using angle condition, then how to find out k value, the controller gain k value, okay, using magnitude condition. Then in lecture number 15 I discussed about the construction rules of root locus, and in this lecture I will show or I will demonstrate some root locus problems. Okay, so the first problem, that is, suppose we have a given transfer function of the closed system is this one, that is k divided by s into s plus 5 into s plus 10. We have to construct the root locus for this system and predict the stability of the same. Now from the transfer function we can easily find out what is the value of pole and we can plot that. Okay, so we have a pole like at 0, at minus 5 and at minus 10. Okay, so these are the poles location in S plane. Okay, now in that case what we can find out, p equal to 3, finite pole 0 is 0, so p greater than z, so number of branches will be equal to number of poles, so 3 branches should be there, and here number of asymptote is p minus z, so that should be 3, right? That means what, here we must have 3 asymptotes, that means all those 3 poles should approach to infinity zeros, okay, along the 3 asymptote. Okay, so now what we can do, we have to now find out what is the point q, what is the centroid, okay, point. So in this case what we will have, two, we have to find out the centroid. Okay, then we can see, we will find these 3 asymptote. Okay, 3 asymptotes should be there and there must be a centroid. Okay, and there must be a breakaway point. Okay, and your root locus will show like this way. Okay, so now we have to do that, that means you have to now find out asymptote, angle of asymptote, and you have to find out a centroid where those asymptote intersect with the real axis. Okay, so the angle of asymptote, okay, that will be what, now p minus z equal to 3, so that start from 0, this q value should be 0 to p minus z minus 1, so 0 to 2. So if you put q equal to 0, 1, 2, we will get these 3 angles. Okay, so these are the asymptote angle. Now what is the centroid, from which point it asymptote should start from the real axis, that is sum of real part of poles minus sum of real part of 0. So we don't have 0 here, so it will be 0, so minus 15 by 3 minus 5. Okay, so what we can see, that we have 3 pole, 0, minus 5, minus 10. Okay, so asymptote will be minus 5 itself. From that we will have a 60 degree line, 180 degree asymptote and 300 degree asymptote. Okay, that is the point we are getting now. Now what we have to find out, we have to find out breakaway point. Okay, we can find out the real axis segment, so this is the real axis segment. Okay, on the right hand side there is no root locus path. At this point, if you look on right hand side, we have one pole, and here if you look, there is no root locus path, because we have two pole, and after this pole we have the root locus path. Okay. Now that means what, from here we must have a breakaway point. Now our aim is to find out the breakaway point. How you can find out that? Characteristic equation you have to write 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. Then you have to find out the equation k. What is the value of k? So we can find out what is the value of k. Okay. Then you have to find out dk ds equal to 0. From that you have to find out the value of s. So we got these two value. Now you can see we have a point minus 2.113. So that point is here. Okay. That is on root locus path. Minus 7.88, that is around here. Okay, 7.88, and this region we don't have root locus path, because on this right hand side we have two number of poles. So this should not be the valid one, this should be the valid one. Okay. So we can check that. So we can put s value in that k equation. We can find k value is positive. So this is a valid root breakaway point. Okay. Now what we can see here, that these two asymptote intersect the imaginary axis, because those angles are 60 degree and 300 degree. So what will happen, this plot, root locus plot up from the breakaway point, it must go along the, it must approach to infinity along the asymptote. So what we can say, that there must be a point, okay, which intersects the imaginary axis. So that point we have to now find out. For that we can apply the route array or route stability criterion. So we can, from the characteristic equation, place all the coefficient value in two rows alternately, 1, 15, 50k. Then we can find out, this is the table. Now from that table what we can say, that this row we can make it equal to 0 if k equal to 750. Okay. So if k maximum is 750, what will happen, this row become entire 0. So you can find out from previous row the auxiliary equation, 15s square plus 750 k, where k equal to 750, that is equal to 0. From that we can find out s. So s is plus j707 minus j7.07. So these are the 2 point. Okay. So this is should be 7.07 j, and it is minus j 7.07. Okay. This is very simple problem. So and at that point k value should be 750. So this will be the ultimate plot. What we can see, that between, at this point, okay, we don't have any root locus path. At this point between these two poles, if you look on at the right hand side, on one pole, so root locus path existed. This is marked by this green line. Now just before this pole, on the right hand side, if you look in this area, okay, in this area two poles are there, so root locus path does not exist. After this, if you look on right hand side, we can see three poles, so root locus path existed. And we can say that this is the centroid position at minus 5, and this angle 60 degree, this is the asymptote 180 degree, and this is the asymptote 300 degree. Okay. So these are the three asymptote along which pole should go to the infinity 0. Okay. So this pole goes to infinity 0 along 180 degree line, and this is the breakaway point. These two poles comes breakaway, and it intersects at this j plus minus j 7.07, and it should go along 60 degree line, one pole. Another pole goes to approach to the infinity 0 along 300 degree line. Okay. So this is the total root locus plot. From that, what we can predict about the system stability. System is not absolutely stable, because at this k value, when k equal to 750, your system becomes marginally stable, because it pole that time on imaginary axis. Okay. So marginally stable. So below, when k less than 750, your system is stable. At 750, k equal to 750, system is marginally stable, and higher than 750, it will be, the system becomes unstable. So this is the concept that we can find out from this particular plot. Okay. Now let us solve second problem. Here what we can see, that consider the system with transfer function given below, and we have to sketch the root locus. Okay, so this is the transfer function ls. We can multiply that with k. Okay, so it will be multiplied with k. Fine, that is the open loop transfer function. So from that we can say we have a pole at 0, then 0 at -1, plus -2, -3. Now we can find out real axis segment. How we can find out? If you look here, we don't have any pole and 0 on right hand side, so there is no root locus path. If you look at this point on right hand side, we can see one pole, so there must be a root locus path, and direction should be pole to 0. Okay. Now if you look here on right hand side, we can see two poles and 0, so there is no root locus path. If you look at this point on right hand side, what we can see, 3 poles and 0, so this must be a root locus path. If you look after that pole, 4 pole and 0, so there is no root locus path. So what we can see, these two pole, so this pole merge with this 0. Okay, p minus z, that is 3 minus 1. Okay, 3 finite pole minus 1 finite 0, so 2 number of asymptotes should be there, so their angle must be 90 degree and 270 degree, that we have to find out, and this should break away and it should go along these two asymptote. Now the centroid and asymptote we have to find out. Okay, now we have to find out the intersections of asymptote, that is called centroid. Pole value summation minus 0 value summation divided by p minus z. Okay, so if you perform that, it will be -3, okay, -2, that is -5, then +1, so 4 -4 divided by 2, -2. Okay, so -2 point is the centroid. Okay, whose angle we can find out. Okay, I didn't do that. Angle, how you can find out? That is 180 degree. Okay, into 2q plus 1, okay, divided by p minus z. Now q value should go from 0 to p minus z minus 1. Okay, p minus z minus 1. So this value should be 0 to, this is p minus z equal to 2. Okay, 3 minus 1 minus 1. So we must have values 0 and 1. If we put q equal to 0 here, okay, so it will be 90 degree. Okay, if we put here k equal to q equal to 1, so it will be 270 degrees. Okay, so what we can see, at 2 minus 2 we have the centroid, and angle from real axis is 90 degree, and another angle, this is 270 degree, 90, 180, 270. Okay, so what will happen, from this pole we must have a breakaway point. Okay, and it should break away at that point, and it should go along this centroid, sorry, along this asymptote to the infinity 0. That will be the total plot. So we have to find out now breakaway points. That is, we have to perform dls by ds. Okay, in this equation, what we have, we don't have this k term. Okay, k term is there, but ls is only given, so we don't have to find out this k. Okay, we can perform dls by ds equal to 0. Okay, from that we can find out equal to 0 we can put, and we can find out the value of s. Okay, from that what we can see, minus 2.46, that is the point between these two, and this is one complex number. Okay, now we can put this value into this dls ls equation. We can see whether we are getting positive value or not. So this is the valid breakaway point that we can find out. So this is the point minus 2.46. Okay, and we can find out the value of k. Now in this particular problem, this is the plot. That means, as these asymptotes are not intersecting with this imaginary axis, that means your root locus can't intersect that imaginary axis. Okay, so we don't have to find out the imaginary axis intersection point. Okay, because it is not going to intersect. So this is the plot. and we don't have the pole complex pole or 0, so we don't have to find the angle of arrival and angle of departure. So this is the Root-Lucas plot. Now from that plot what we can say, that this system is absolutely stable, we can say, but we have a pole at 0, so we have to find out. So this is not, this system can't be unstable because the Root-Lucas, okay, not going into the right half plane, okay. So it is absolutely stable system, we can predict, okay. As k goes from 0 to infinity, your pole moves to, this pole moves to this 0, and these two pole comes here at this point, then it breaks away and goes into goes to the, or approaches to the infinity 0 along this asymptote line. Now let us solve the third problem. This control system is given. Okay, now we can locate from this the open loop transfer function, this one into this multiplication. So we can see we have two pole at 0 and -1, two zeros, -2, -3. Okay, so in this case p minus z, that is equal to 0. Okay, so that means there should not be any asymptote line. Okay, one pole should merge with another 0, another pole merge with another 0 as k goes from 0 to infinity. So here you don't have to find out asymptote, you don't have to find out asymptote, not required. Okay, then centroid also not required. Okay, we don't have to find out. Okay, so let us see what will be the plot. We have to find out breakaway point and break-in point. In this case, what is the plot? We can see here, that is, it is 0, 1, okay, -2, -3. So these two pole comes, okay, breaks away because there is a valid Root-Lucas path. At this point, if you look, two poles, no valid Root-Lucas segment on real axis, and right hand side 3 poles, so there is a valid. Okay, so this pole comes here and breaks into 0, and another pole comes here, breaks away and breaks into and goes into this 0. So this will be the plot. Okay, now let us see what you have to find out, this breakaway and break-in point. Okay, for that what you have to do, you have to find out k equation. Okay, for that you have, this is your open loop transfer function. From that you have to find out the characteristic equation, 1 plus g into h. Here h equal to 1 equal to 0, so k value we got. Now dk ds equal to 0 you have to do. Okay, we got this value of s. Now we can find out that -0.6, this is between 0 and 1. Okay, -2.3 between 2 and 3. Okay, so those two are valid, but we can check. You have to put this s equation into this k. Okay, we got k value is positive. If you put this k s value into this k, we got 14. So both are valid point. Okay, here this one is should be the break away point and this one break in point. So this will be the plot. So this is your pole. Okay, this is the breakaway point where k value is 0.07. Okay, breaks away. Okay, one pole goes like this way, breaks in here where k value is 14. Okay, and is merged with 0. Another pole comes in this way, breaks in and approaches to this 0 as k goes to infinity. So this is the plot of that particular system. Now let us solve another problem, example number 4, where we have this transfer function. Okay, from that we can readily see that we have a quadratic equation. So we have to find out the pole value. So pole located at 0 and -3 plus minus j4. Okay, so what we have a pole at 0, okay, and say -3 j4. Okay, and this is your point -3. So if you write the real axis segment, what we can see, this entire location is the real axis segment, because on this right hand side we have one pole. Okay, real pole you have to consider. If you consider altogether then also you can see before this it is 1, after this 3, so it is like that only, because complex pole comes in conjugate, complex conjugate poles, always even number. Okay. So here we have how many asymptotes should have p minus z. Okay, that is 3 minus, we have 3 pole, so 3, so we must have 3 number of asymptote. Okay, so we have to find out centroid location. So angle of asymptote, already we find out the value. If number of asymptotes are 3, angle should be 60, 180, 60, 180, and minus 60 means 300 degree. Okay. And now we have to find out the centroid. Centroid is real part summation of pole. Okay, so 0 minus 3 minus 3, that will be minus 6 divided by 3, so minus 2. So minus 2 point is your centroid. Okay, and we will have 180 degree, 60 degree, 300 degree asymptote. We have 3 asymptote now. Okay, that means this pole should go to infinity 0 along 180 degree line, and this pole, complex pole, should depart at a angle and should go along the asymptote approach to the infinity. Okay, so this is how we have to plot. Okay, so we have to find out angle of departure of the pole, complex pole. What should be the angle along which that pole should depart and it should go approach to infinity 0, and we must have to find out this intersection point. Okay, that is the logic that we are getting. So now we have to find out the breakaway point. Okay, if we want to find out the breakaway point, what we can see, we cannot find any breakaway point from that, right? So let us solve that. If from that equation we can find out k equal to what. Okay, then dk ds equal to 0, s value both are complex. Okay, if we put s value in this k equation, we can find out the values are complex only. Okay, so complex means it is not valid breakaway point. So these 2 points are not valid breakaway point. By putting s value into k equation, okay, from the roots of dk ds equal to 0, okay, that value should be positive. Okay, not complex. So that is, there is no valid breakaway breaking point. Okay, so that is the point we can observe from here. Okay, but we can find out and we can check. Okay, now we have to find out the angle of departure. Okay, so for that what we can do is, say we have this particular plot. Okay, we have one pole here, we have another pole, another pole. So if we want to find out angle of departure of this particular angle, okay, what we have to do, we have to connect this pole to this pole. Okay, and we have to connect this pole to this pole. Okay, now what happened, the angle should be, angle from angle of departure should be 180 degree minus. Okay, because we have 2 poles, so both should be minus. Okay, so one pole here, this pole is, from this pole to this pole the angle is 90 degree with respect to real axis, so 90 degree. Okay, and what is the angle from this particular real axis? Okay, from this real axis what is the angle? If you want to find out that, what we have to do, we have to calculate 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree means total angle minus this angle. Okay, that will be the real axis, I mean angle of this pole, from pole at 0 to this complex pole, the angle with respect to this real axis, 180 degree minus this angle. That angle is what? Nothing but tan inverse of, okay, b. This is b value is, what is the value? I think 4, 3. Okay, so this will be, b will be 4, tan inverse 4 divided by, this is 3. Okay, that will be the angle. If you calculate, we can see this value is this one. Okay, then we can find out angle of departure. Okay, so Then this is your angle of departure. Okay, this is your angle of departure. Okay, that value is minus 36 degree. Okay, now we have to find out, so at this angle it should depart and it should approach the infinity zero along this asymptote, and this is your opposite way. These two must be mirror image, so you can plot that very easily. Now we have to find out what is the point that should intersect with the imaginary axis. For that, what we can do, we can take the characteristic equation, put s equal to j omega. This is another method. Without using the Routh array, we can use this method. Okay, that is s equal to j omega. If we have to put, okay, then we have to separate the real and imaginary part. So here it will be j square minus 1. Okay, so minus 6 omega square plus k. 20 j omega we can take common. Okay, 25 minus omega square, j square equal to omega minus 1. Okay, so from that, from the imaginary part, we can find out value of omega. Omega equal to root of 25 plus minus 5. That value we can put it here. Okay, so 25 square, omega square 25, so 150. So k equal to 150. So that omega value is j5 minus j5, and here k value should be 150. Okay, so that is the plot. Now we can see that this is the plot. Okay, at minus 2 we have a pole here. Okay, we have a pole, complex pole. Okay, this is your centroid. We have 3 asymptote. This pole approaches to infinity 0 along this line. Okay, these 2 pole depart at that departure angle, then it should move and it intersect with j5 point, and it should go along the direction of the 2 asymptote to infinity 0. Okay, and at this point of intersection with imaginary axis, k value is 150. Okay, now what we can say, prediction of that stability, that when k equal to 150, below that system will be stable. At k equal to 150, margin is stable. Greater than 150, system will be unstable. Okay, that is the point. So this is the plot that I have taken from the MATLAB. We can practice in that in MATLAB. Okay, now let us solve another problem. Here also we have a pole at 0. We have 2 pole. Okay, complex pole. Fine. Now we can find out that from this we have a pole at 0 and minus 1 plus minus j1. So we have p minus z, that is equal to 3. Okay, 3. So 3 number of asymptotes should be there. So angle should be 60, 180 degree and 300 degree. Okay, so we have to find out asymptote, that is 0, minus 2, minus 2, minus 4 by 3. Okay, so minus 1.33. So at minus 1.33 we must have this asymptote, 60 degree line, 300 degree, 180 degree. Okay, so that is the plot with respect, this is your centroid. Okay, now this pole should go along this way. Now these 2 pole, how it should go? Okay, how it should approach to the infinity 0 along these 2 asymptote, that we have to find out. That means we have to now look for breakaway break-in points. Okay, so we can find out from this characteristic equation. Okay, characteristic equation, k equal to what, dk ds equal to 0, find out value of s. Okay, now what we can see, if we put s equal to minus 1, okay, then in k equation we can see k value equal to 2. Okay, and at point s equal to minus 1.66, the k value is 1.85. That means what, both the value, okay, both the point are valid breakaway point, because both value of s, k value is positive. So your plot here is not like this. Here we don't have breakaway point. Now we have a breakaway point, that is 2 breakaway point, not only 1 but 2. So same type of problem, we have 1 pole, 2 complex and 1 complex pole, but answer we are coming different. Okay, because of the variation in value. Okay, pole location. So here we don't have any breakaway breaking point, so this pole depart and goes to the approach to infinity 0, okay, with respect to that to asymptote. But in this problem we have valid breakaway point. Okay, now what you have to do, we have to find out the departure angle. Okay, departure angle means again the same thing we have to do. Okay, so say this departure angle of this angle you have to find out. Okay, so you have to connect this pole and this pole to this pole. This angle is 90 degree, this angle is 180 degree minus, so theta, this angle, departure angle of this pole theta equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree for this pole, and for this pole this angle how we are getting, that is 180 degree, okay, with respect to this is 180 degree minus this angle, so minus tan inverse of, okay, the pole values are minus 1 plus minus 2 plus 1, okay, so 1 by 2, okay, so it is tan inverse of 1 by 2. That value you can calculate, you can find out. Okay, so theta value is 60 minus 63 degree, so this is it should come like this way. Okay, 62 degree, so it should come like this way and it should meet at some point. Okay, then one should break away. Okay, we have 3 break point. Okay, so one should come here, breakaway should go like this way, another one should come here, breakaway from another breakaway point to this way, and another one go through this way. So let us find out how the plot. Now see, this is the plot. Okay, before that, so what happened at this minus 63 degree, it comes here. Okay, it comes here, this is the breakaway point. Okay, one breakaway point minus 1.66. okay, and this is the breakaway point, that is minus 1. Okay, minus 1. Okay, so this pole comes here, breaks away, and it should go along this 180 degree line. This pole comes, this pole at that departure angle, breaks away, comes here, again breaks away, okay, and goes like this way to infinity 0 along this asymptote. This pole comes here and breaks away and goes along this asymptote line. Okay, so now we have to find out what is the intersection point. Okay, so we have 2 breakaway point now. This is one breakaway point, another breakaway point. This pole comes here, breaks away, goes to along the 180 degree. This pole comes here, breaks away, comes at second breakaway point, breaks away and goes along this 60 degree line, asymptote line, and this pole comes here, breaks away, goes along 300 degree line, 300 degree asymptote line. Okay, like that, this is the problem. Now we can put s equal to j omega to find out the intersection with real imaginary axis. So in that equation we can put s equal to j omega in the characteristic equation. Okay, we can separate this imaginary and real part. From this real part we can find out omega equal to plus minus root 5, that if you put here, so k equal to 20. Okay, so that we can find out that this one will be root 5, so greater than 2 point something. Okay, and that time k value equal to what we get, 20. Okay, so from that we can find out the stability condition. When k less than 20, the system is stable. Okay, when k greater than 20, unstable, k equal to 20, marginally stable, and when k equal to 0, what will happen, all the pole at this location. Okay, that time what, your response must be underdamped. Okay, response must be underdamped because we have a complex pole. Okay, now when this 2 pole comes at this point, in this breakaway point, and this pole may be at somewhere here. Okay, that means that time the system response becomes from underdamped to overdamped. Okay, or underdamped to overdamped. Okay, now if this pole, one of the pole comes, 2 pole comes here, one goes here, another pole comes here, and then another pole comes here. Okay, then it goes into this complex plane again. Okay, so it underdamped to over damped, then it becomes under damped once again. Okay, that is the response we can get or we can analyze. So this is the plot. We can see here this green line is one pole, this line is second pole, and this blue line is the third pole. It is going along the 3 asymptote line. Okay, so this is the plot. Okay, so this is example number 5, one of the most interesting problem. Okay, that means what? Always you have to try to find out the breakaway point or break-in point. Okay, it may look like there is no breakaway or break-in point, but you may have. This is the example of that. Okay, now say this is the problem. So we have pole at 0, -1, and we have pole at -2 plus minus J3. So -2 plus minus J3. So we have 4 poles are there. Okay, and so number of asymptote is P minus Z, that is equal to 4. Okay, so we can calculate the angle of asymptote and centroid. Okay, so we can take this as sigma. Okay, so the angle we can find out as 45 degree, 135 degree. Okay, and minus 35, 45 means 360, 315 degree. Okay, 40, 50, 60. Okay, minus 315 degree means again 360. So 40, 50, 60, 25. Okay, and 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 10, 30, 50, 60, 360. So 45, 135. So that angles are 45. Okay, 135. Okay, 225 and 315. So these are the 4 asymptote. Okay, of this in this particular plot, and we have to find out what is the centroid. Now what we can see, centroid is 0, -1, -2, -2. So -5 by 4, -1.5. Okay, so this is the point -1.5. Okay, and we have the pole located at, okay, 0, then -1. Okay, and say -2. Okay, this is the way we can observe this. Fine. Now we have to find out the breakaway or break-in points. We have only pole here, so breakaway point is the correct point. Break-in point is not there. So we have to form decay ds equal to 0. So from that characteristic equation, we have to find out k equal to what. Okay, then differentiate that with respect to s, make it equal to 0. We got 3 values of s. Okay, now we have to put, if we can see point between 0 to 1, we have between these 2 points we have root locus path existed. Okay, and here we don't have any root locus path, because on right hand side we have 2 pole. So minus 0.46 is the valid point. Okay, what about to this complex pole, complex number? If we put that into k equation and we solve, you will find that number k becomes complex, not a positive value. So those are not valid breakaway point. Okay, so we have a one valid breakaway point here. So these 2 pole comes here, breaks away, and it should go like this way, and these 2 pole depart and goes to like this way to your along the asymptote. That should be the plot. So what we have to do now, we have to find out the angle of departure of that sorry, angle of departure of that particular plot of complex pole. So what we have, this is one pole, this is another pole, and we have 2 pole here. So connect these 2 pole, this is 90 degree, these 2 pole and these 2 pole. So this is the angle we have to find out, this is the angle, and this angle is 90 degree. So theta equal to the departure angle of this theta 1 say 180 degree minus 90 degree minus these two. These two how we are getting 180 degree minus tan inverse this by this, okay, then 180 degree minus this angle, that is this by this, okay, that we can find out. Perpendicular by base, perpendicular by base, that we can find out, okay, that is your theta, okay, minus 142. So what you can say, this is your along this way it should go, okay, along this way it should go. So this is the, now we have to find out the point, intersection point, okay. Now what we can say, you have to put s equal to j omega, okay, if s equal to j omega you have to put, and we have to separate the real part and imaginary part. From imaginary part we can find out the omega value, put omega value into that real part, we can find out k, that's all, okay. So this is the plot, this is your breakaway point, okay. This two pole comes here, breaks away, and it should go along these two asymptote line, 45 degree, 315 degree, okay. There is no root Lucas path existed along this angle minus 142, it should go along the these two asymptote line to the infinity 0. So this is the plot. Same thing we can say for this value of k, with value k of value is k value is 37, below that system is stable, equal to that origin is stable, greater than that unstable, okay. So if you want to design that system, we must choose k carefully, okay, that is the point. This is the plot. So this pole goes like this way, this pole goes like this way to infinity 0, and these two pole goes like this way, and we can get 4 asymptotic lines, okay, because we have p minus z equal to 4. Similarly we can solve another problem. Here we have 0, okay. So what we can say, we have 0 minus 1 pole at minus 3.6 and 2 pole at 0. So what we have here, 0 at minus 1, 1 pole at minus 3.36, and we have 2 zeros, okay, at origin, two poles at origin, okay. So what we can see, real axis on this right hand side there is no real axis segment. At this point we have 2 pole, no real axis present. At this point we have a 3 pole and 0, so real axis segment exists, this is the direction. And after that if you look 4, nothing, so we have only this real axis segment. And 3 minus 2, okay, 3 asymptote should be p minus z, that is 3 minus 1, so 2, okay. So now we can find out angle of asymptote and centroid. Asymptote is 90 degree and 270 degree, okay, and centroid is minus 3.6 plus 1 divided by 2, so minus 1.3. So minus 1 point here, minus 1.3 we have asymptote, okay, 90 degree and 270 degree, okay. So these two pole now should go along this asymptote, okay, along this asymptote to infinity 0, okay. So let us find out what is the breakaway point, okay. So this is the characteristic equation. From that we can find out k, put dk ds equal to 0, we got this 3 breakaway point. Now if we put s equal to 0, corresponds to the actual breakaway point. If we put s equal to 0 in k equation, okay, it will be 0 by 1 0, okay. But if we put this complex number, those are not valid, okay. So s equal to 0 is the breakaway point. That means it should start from here and it should go like this way, okay. That should be the plot now. So we can find out the intersection point with imaginary axis, if there is any. Put s equal to j omega, okay, separate real and imaginary part. But you can see that omega 0 equal to 0 now, okay, because we don't have any value k. Okay, so what we can say that omega 0 equal to k. Okay, so that is the problem here. So k equal to 0. So that what will happen, because of the presence of double pole at origin, the root locus is tangent to the j omega axis. That means this becomes now a tangent. Okay, so do not cross j omega axis. So this is the, we have a double pole at this point. Okay, this is your centroid location minus 1.3. Only the root locus real axis path is this one. Okay, because in this area we have three poles, two poles are there, and it will go like this way. Okay, that is the way to find out. Now as we have two double pole on imaginary axis, system will be unstable. If it is double pole on this origin, is the response is ramp function. Okay, that is the another point that you have to remember. So this is the plot that we can observe in MATLAB. Okay, now another problem here, what I did is, in previous problem we have s plus 1, now here it is changed to s plus 0.4. so here this is the pole, 0 location minus 0.4, pole at minus 0.6, and 2 pole at 0, s equal to 0. So we have two poles here, one pole 0 at 0.4, another pole at minus 0.36. So again we can see we will have only this should be the real axis segment, because here we don't have any real axis segment, because on right hand side we have two poles. Now we can find out, and 3 minus 1, two number of central asymptotes are there, p minus z. Okay, that is equal to 2. Okay, so we have asymptote angle 90 and 270 degree, and centroid should be minus 36 plus 0.4, so it is minus 1.6. so it is somewhere here. Okay, now we have to find out breakaway points. So we have to form the characteristic equation, write k equal to what, then if you solve dk ds equal to 0, what we can see here, that we have this equation. Okay, from that we can say we have breakaway points at either at s equal to 0 or at s equal to minus 1.2, which is a double root. We have double root, a square term. When a double root occurs in dk ds equal to 0, okay, point s equal to minus 1.2, that is d square k by ds square equal to 0 at this point. So what we can see, if we put s equal to minus 1.2 value, what we can see, k value becomes positive. Okay, so what we can see that your minus 1.2 is a valid breakaway point. Okay, so in previous case that was 0, I mean tangent to 0, start from 0, but here we have a valid breakaway point which is 1 minus 1.2, and it has a double root. That means two poles should intersect there. Okay, now let us find out. So that means with k sorry with k 4.32, the characteristic equation has a triple root at that point, minus 1.2. Okay, so if we put k equal to 4.32 here, okay, k equal to 4.32, and if you look, this is the equation. So at s equal to minus 1.2 we will have triple root. So all these three roots should come at that point. Now we have to find out that whether we have any intersection point with imaginary axis. So put s equal to j omega in characteristic equation, separate that, so you can see omega and k equal to 0. Okay, omega equal to k, so it will be 0. Okay, so there is no intersection point, that is a tangent to the j omega axis. So this will be the plot. So this is the point minus 1.2. Okay, and your centroid, if you look here, is minus 1.6. Okay, this centroid is minus 1.6. This is your 0. Okay, what we have between 0 to pole, we have a breakup real axis segment. This is the minus 1.2. So this pole should go approach this way, it should intersect at this point, okay, and it should go along this asymptote line to infinity 0. This pole should come here and it should break away from this 1 point minus 1.2 point, and it should go along that line to asymptote line to infinity 0, and this two pole intersection point, and this pole should come here, and from that point it should go to that finite 0. So this is the plot. Okay, same type of problem, just varying the 0 location. Okay, the plot changes significantly. So this is the plot that I have shown you. Okay, so this pole is coming here and going to this 0, this pole coming here going to this pole coming here and breaks away going to this. So what happened at this point, that is triple root. So what we have here, that 3 breakaway point, that means 3 poles break away at this point, minus 1.2. One pole comes here, breaks away, goes to this 0. This pole comes here, breaks away, goes around this asymptote. This pole comes here, goes away around this one. So this pole not going to merge with this 0. Okay, then it will go straight away. It should break away from this point. All these 3 pole breaks away from this particular point. So this is another important problem. Okay, now let us solve another problem, example number 9. So this is the transfer function. What we can see here, that we have 0 at s equal to minus 1, pole at s equal to 0, pole at s equal to 1, okay, and complex pole. Okay, and we have a complex pole. What is the location of complex pole? Let me observe. This is here. Okay, this is the complex pole. Fine. So that value you can find out. So we have 2 complex poles. Now what we can see here, no root locus path. Here we have a root locus path. Okay, and must be a breakaway point here. If you look here, 2 pole, no breakaway point. Here we must have 3 pole. So pole and 0. So here must be a root locus path. Okay, that we can see here, right? See, this is the root locus path, real axis. This is another real axis. Now we have to find out the plot completely. So here what we can see, p minus z. What is the case? P minus z is nothing but 2, 3, 4 minus 1. So that will be 3, right? So 3 asymptote. So we have 60 degree, 180 degree, and 300 degree, right? And centroid, we can find out 0, minus 1. Okay, and this is your pole complex pole value. Okay, so we can neglect that part. Okay, real part we can take. Okay, so 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 2, 0, 1. Okay, here it is 1. So minus 2, minus 2, minus 4, plus 1, that is minus 3, plus 1, 2. So minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 is the centroid. Okay, 3 line. So minus 2 by 3 means it is less than 1. Okay, 0. So somewhere here. Okay, that is the centroid, and we will have these 3 point. Okay, let us check that. Okay, see, this is the centroid, and we have 3 asymptote. Okay, at that angle, 60, 180, 300. So now we have to find out breakaway break-in point. So here we have one breakaway point. Okay, and we must have another breakaway point that should come. Okay, because 3 pole must go to infinity 0. So here 2 pole can go. Here another pole should go to infinity 0. Another pole should come to this 0. So this will be plot like this way. Okay, like this way. At an angle it will leave. Okay, that we have to find out. So breakaway point must be 2. That is the point now. So 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. Characteristic equation, K equal to what we get? Dk ds equal to 0. If you put, what you will get? the solution s equal to this and s equal to this. Okay, now we can see s equal to 0.45, this is the point here, and s equal to minus 2.26, so that will be point here. Okay, both are lying on root locus, so that will be valid. Okay, and we have another point, that is the complex number that do not satisfy the angle condition, we can say, or we can put this value into k equation, we can find out, okay, whether it is positive or not. Now from the characteristic equation we can find out the intersection point, because we asymptote intersects with imaginary axis, so there must be intersection point. So we can solve it by using that route array. Okay, then we can find out value of s and k. Okay, now from that we can find that we have 2 point. Okay, we have two values of s. Now from this particular equation, what we can see here, that this part we can make it 0 by putting k equal to the value of k, that makes x1 term, okay, equal to 0, or we have two values of k, because we have a quadratic equation here. Okay, so for these two values of k, okay, we can get these two s value. So we have two intersection point on imaginary axis. Okay, now we can see here at this particular point, when k equal to 0 at this pole, this is your breakaway point, which is minus plus 0.45. okay, here 0.45, okay, plus 0.45, it breaks, and then it should cut at 1.56 and 2.56. so it will start from here, cut at 1.56, then goes into that left half plane, then come back and cut, intersect the real axis once again at 1.56, 2.56. so this is your 1.56 and this is 2.56. okay, then it should go along the asymptotic line. Similarly, we can, this is a real imaginary, I mean with respect to real axis symmetrical, so we can have same thing here. Okay, so it is crossing two times. Okay, that is the plot that we are getting, and we have another point, breakaway point, which is minus 2.26, that is minus 2.26. okay, now what happened here, it should depart at an angle, okay, and it should come at that point, breaks away, and one enters into this finite 0, another one goes to infinity along the 160-degree line. Okay, now we have to find out angle of departure. So what we have here, we have one pole here, another pole here, 1 0 here, okay, one pole here, another pole here, so we have 1 2 3 4. so if you have to find out this departure angle, this should be your 90 degree, here one angle, another angle, another angle. Okay, so this is the angle 1 2 3 and this is 4. so what we will have, 180 degree minus, okay, 90 degree for this pole. Okay, then for 0, what is the angle, that should be plus, this is for 0, and these two angle for these two pole. What you can do, 180 degree minus that tan inverse b by a, okay, that you have to perform. Okay, then we can find that angle. So at that angle it should depart and it should come at that breakaway point, okay, and breaks away and enters into finite 0. This pole comes, breaks away and goes to infinity 0. Okay, so that is the, this is the plot of this particular problem that we can observe here in this MATLAB. So this pole comes here, breaks away, and it crosses imaginary twice and goes to and approaches to infinity 0. This point comes here, breaks away, and it crosses imaginary axis twice and approaches to infinity 0. This depart at that angle, it is going like that, but it should come here, so it comes like this way, then it goes into the finite 0. This is also like that way, and it goes to infinity 0. And we can see we will have some asymptotic point, centroid, and 3 asymptotes should be there. okay, that we can observe. So this is the plot, root locus plot of this problem. So I solved 9 problems of different types, and now you can practice some other problem. So the points you have to remember, that is, we have to find number of finite pole and finite zero of the transfer function, find the value of pole and zero of the transfer function, plot in S plane. You have to draw the root locus path on real axis, calculate the value of centroid angle of asymptotes, number of asymptotes nothing but p minus z, find breakaway point, break in point. How? dk by ds equal to 0. Okay, from that find out the value of s. Okay, that value put in k, and k should be positive value, then it is valid breakaway point. Then find the intersection point with imaginary axis. How you can put that? In the characteristic equation, put s equal to j omega, then from imaginary part, okay, imaginary part you can find out value of omega, put that value into real part, you will get the value of k. Then you have to find out angle of departure or angle of arrival if we have complex pole. Okay, that formula is theta equal to 180 degree, okay, minus angle of pole, okay, plus angle of 0. Okay, so this is the way we have to construct the root locus. These are the rules that you have to follow, and you have to follow strictly, and you have to draw the root locus accordingly. Okay, so these are the some problem that we can practice. Okay, so this is the problem number 1. Okay, and this is the plot that we are getting. Okay, now this is problem number 2. This is the plot that you can get. Okay, this is problem number 3. What is the beauty of that? Here we have 2 breakaway point. Okay, one breakaway, one break in point. Okay, then here this is straightforward. Here we have also one breakaway point, straightforward. Now here we can see another breakaway point. Okay, 4th problem. This is your 5th problem. Okay, so these are the problem that you can solve on your own. I have shown you the problem and I have shown you the result. So try to solve it on your own and find out whether you are getting same kind of plot or not. This is 1, 2nd problem, 3rd problem, 4th problem, and 5th problem. Okay, so what will happen? One point, let me tell you, that if you keep on adding pole, okay, your system becomes less stable, slow down the settling time. One pole, this is the plot. If you have 2 pole, this will be the plot. If you have another pole, this will be the plot. Okay, so your system become less stable if we keep on add pole. If we add 0, okay, then what will happen? Your system becomes more stable and speed up the settling time. This is the system. If we add 0 here, this part pulls to go left, okay, left side of the S plane. If you keep the pole 0 in this particular position, it moves further. Okay, so this point is moving towards left. Okay, now you can see this is here. If you move this 0 here, it moves more on left. If you move this 0 here, it moves more. So adding pole, okay, adding pole makes your system less stable and slower down the system response settling time. If you add 0, you are going to make your system more stable and speed up the settling time. Okay, so this is all about the root locus, concept of root locus. Try to practice all those problems. Okay, so hopefully this lecture video on root locus problem helps you a lot. So thank you so much. See you in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.